Hello, I'm Tony de la Rosa, and coming up on Keeping Faith, standing together with Native American tribes in North Dakota.
We're just going to do what it takes to protect this water. Our water is life.
Helping students reach their full God-given potential.
I got the news that I could go here. I'm like...
And Christmas joy. One U.S.A. congregation gives an individual gift to every active teaching elder in their presbytery.
But it was intended to bless the person receiving it.
We begin with U.S.A. leaders who are standing in solidarity with Native American tribes and groups protesting construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline and its encroachment on Native American land.
The local church community here in Standing Rock put out a call for clergy witness from across the country, and I knew as soon as I heard it that I needed to be here if I could be. We began the morning by reading a summary of the Doctrine of Discovery, and it was read by representatives of all of the denominations that have now repudiated the Doctrine of Discovery. This is the document that the church has operated under for hundreds and hundreds of years. That's not given us just permission, but actually a mandate to convert indigenous peoples, steal their lands, and kill them if they don't convert to Christianity. And when they were all finished, they presented it to the elders, who then burned the Doctrine of Discovery. It was a very symbolic and important moment, I believe.
Collaborating with U.S.A. Native American ministers and ministries, Presbyterian leaders were in North Dakota to advocate for economic and racial ethnic justice, to pray with and support the Standing Rock Sioux tribe.
We're getting a clear message from the folks here that all of us are on occupied territories, on native and indigenous lands around the country, and every one of those communities is struggling with similar issues. Oil lines that leak on native lands are an act of genocide, and it needs to be brought to an end.
Water is life. We all need it. Our children need it. Our children's children need it. And their children need it. That's what they don't realize, is we're not doing this just for us. It's unselfish. We're doing it for everybody, for mankind.
As we continue on Keeping Faith, we celebrate the mission of our Presbyterian racial ethnic schools and colleges, giving thanks to God for their work of helping students from underserved communities reach their full potential.
So when it was happening in my hometown,
One year it started getting really bad. People were kidnapped. There was a lot of shootings, killings. It was hard to go to school sometimes because you didn't know if it was safe enough. So one day I woke up and my mom was like, "Your uncle just got killed."
so that was the point where I was just like, I broke.
Every time we went to Houston when I was little, there was a sign called Presbyterian Pan American School, and I would say like, "Oh, Dad, that's my school," but because it looked like Harry Potter. So I applied online. I emailed Mr. Joe Garcia, who is the admissions counselor, and I did all the things by myself until Mr. Joe was like, "You know, your parents have to sign a contract." I was like, "Dad, what are you doing this Saturday?" He's like, "Nothing." Why? I'm like, "You have an appointment in Presbyterian Pan American School." And he just looked at me. My mom was like, are you crazy? Like, we can't afford that. Pan American helped me to improve my gifts and my talents and be ready for college, and I would love to help people around the world like I was helped in my moment when I was fleeing the violence from Mexico. I got the news that I could go here. I'm like,
just overwhelmed with the thought that the Lord had opened the door for my son. I could almost just start crying.
Because it means the world to people like me, widow, single mom, that just wants the best for her child.
The teachers are great, and there's not like anything that's like big, like there's no drugs, nothing you have to worry about at Minot.
I always tell people that my daughter, Mariposa, and she actually is my granddaughter. What happened is my daughter, she just wasn't able to take care of her. And so I adopted her, and I've had her since she was 4 months old.
So I've sort of kind of thought of being a judge. When I grow up, I'd like to be a judge because if I help people like with their family issues, a parent is abusing their child, I'd like to help straighten that out.
As a young black child, there's not that many black people in a good working job. It's very critical for me to set the path to do it so others can do it too.
The ability to receive aid from the scholarships are everything to us. Without that help, my son would not be here.
I would like to say thank you to all the people that donate into the Christmas Joy offering to help our school and to help kids that may not afford to go to Manal come to Manal.
You wanted to give a big Merry Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and say Merry Christmas.
Like loud and
like
proud.
You want to.
Merry Christmas!
And staying with the Christmas joy theme, one congregation in New Jersey recently gave $50 to every active teaching elder in their presbytery.
When we gave this gift, we made sure to include in the letter that it was for that pastor. This was not intended to be a pay-it-forward gift, but it was intended to bless the person receiving it.
And what was the reaction that they had upon receiving that gift?
After we mailed out all the letters and checks, I quickly moved on to something else. But then in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I was waiting for the mail to arrive so that I could open up these cards and notes. And for me and for our congregation, receiving those notes and cards, that was such a joy for us.
Was there any one recipient whose gift you felt was particularly well received?
The Reverend Dr. Ed Holderson, his letter really made an impact upon me and definitely our congregation as well.
And what did his letter say?
He basically wrote that in all of his years of ministry, he's never received a letter or a gift such as this. And he in fact wrote a 3-page letter in response to our 1-page letter.
That session wrote checks to every single pastor in the Presbytery of Newton. I found that truly remarkable. I'm reminded again of how blessed and how happy I am to be a minister, a teaching elder in the Presbyterian Church.
In Advent, the angels announced to Mary Jesus' imminent birth, saying, "Do not be afraid." Thanks for being with us and for keeping faith during this Advent season. And may the hope of the coming Christ bring you joy as you participate with God to transform the world through Presbyterian mission.